Coffee. Don't start the morning without it. Welcome to another garden chat. Wasn't sure how I was going to do this or if I was going to do this or whatever. As you can see, if you've watched any of my other videos, you see I sort of stumble through this whole thing. But here we are today, and I decided to do this as a garden chat. So, books. Great resource. We all know about them, but it's the 21st century. This is true, and today you can get many books as ebooks, which is great, right up until the point where your device runs out of power or there's no electricity. And that's bad. No. So, today I'm going to talk about the old-fashioned books. Specifically books that I've read so far in my very short gardening career, and how they've helped me, and maybe you'll like some of my books that I recommend or that I've read so far, and maybe you'll have a few of your own. Please leave a comment below and let me know what books have you read, what books have you found useful or helpful in your gardening endeavors. So that being said, let's get to it. The first book, The Rose. Hopefully this doesn't look too backwards on in the videos there. But this book is by David Austin. He's supposed to be like one of the world's best, or was one of the world's best. Unfortunately, he passed away. Color photos, you can see that. I have not read The Rose cover to cover, simply because A, it's a lot, and B, I don't think it was even intended for that. And David Austin says as much in the intro. It's more of a resource guide. But if you ever wanted to know about different types of roses, the who's, the what's, the where's, the when's, the why's, then that's the book. So, the next, yeah, we're just going to do this. The next 4 books. The next 4 books are all written by the same author. These are not all the books he has written, but he is my virtual mentor. I'm just gonna get on with it there. Monty Don. What can I say? The guy who inspired me to start gardening, strangely enough, through Gardner's World, BBC program there. None of this is sponsored, by the way. None of these books are sponsored. This is just me sharing with you. This first book, Thechul Garden. This is not his first book, by the way, but it's a great read, short read, about how he built his, what led him to where he is in Livington. Livington is the town he lives in, England. What led him there, and what led him to build his garden, and build it the way he wanted to build it. So, Thechul Garden, pretty cool. By the way, I'm going to leave all the links below. If you can get your hands on them, even if you can get your hands on them as an ebook, do so. I believe most of them are good reads, to one way or another. The Livington Diaries. If I'm mispronouncing the town's name, I do apologize to all the town residents and to Mr. Don himself. But this book is basically covering, basically excerpts for a whole year, over multiple years, I should say. But basically, it's January, February. Just you get the point. Of life in his garden. The ups, the downs, the who's, the what's, the where's, his random thoughts. So again, lots of color, pretty pictures. Livington Diaries, pretty cool read. So the next 2 are probably the current books that I think a lot of people pick up. One is Down to Earth, and the other one is The Complete Gardener. Both very similar books, offer a lot of hints, tips, suggestions. I think The Complete Gardener may offer more in aspects of when to plant certain things and how to plant them, but yeah, The Complete Gardener and Down to Earth, that's all I'm going to say about that and Mr. Monty Don, because yeah, otherwise we just have to do a whole video on that, and that's just weird and creepy, I think, at this point. So, Cottage Garden. Who doesn't love an English cottage garden? Seriously. If you don't like an English cottage garden, I'm not sure, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. But yeah, this is a simple book, DK Press here. It's done by Christopher Lloyd and Richard Bird. It's a simple to read book. It's a fun to read. I think it's a fun to read book. It's got a lot of interesting information in it. Again, want to build your own cottage garden? Pick up this book. It's not a bad read, and I think can help you along that avenue of wanting to create your own cottage garden. The next one is probably the newest published in all the bunch. Was this Veg in One Bed? Veg in One Bed, yes. So this is by a young man named, I'm just going to call him Hal Richards. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's H-U-W. Veg in One Bed. Literally, if you only have one raised bed to grow vegetables in, this book will tell you how to cycle through an entire year's worth. From starting seedlings, when to start seedlings, etc., etc., etc. Now, I don't believe that there's any specific dates in here. So, again, this is a guide. This is not like a how-to exactly thing. This is a guide because Hal lives in Wales, and most of you probably don't. So, it's a guide. Again, good book. Veg in One Bed. Again, scratch under my nose. What does that mean? I'm going to get in a fight, or I thought that was itching nose. Either way. Dahlias. I love dahlias. Don't know why. Maybe it's the first flower that just kind of caught my eye. Maybe it's the unique tubers that it grows from. Maybe it's the fact that they just can grow more and more every year if you know what you're doing with them. I mean, it's just, I don't know. But I really like dahlias. I didn't realize that there were so many different types of dahlias. There's a lot. Just a lot. Great color photos too. So this one is by Naomi Slade with photographs by Georgiana Lane. Oh, dahlias, freaking awesome. The next one is a book I read from a suggestion on another website. I think it was actually a podcast. So I picked up the book and I read it, and a lot of good useful information. I'm not crazy about the author. It's Rosalind Creasy. I do apologize for mispronouncing your name, Rosalind. It's Edible Landscapes. So it basically tells you how you can grow. If you don't have a raised bed, if you have a small plot of land, if you have a big plot of land and you don't like to mow the lawn, Edible Landscapes. How do you grow fruits, veg, etc., and have it look nice, have it look pretty. It's about landscaping with vegetables and fruits, etc. And yeah, lots of nice color photographs. Pretty cool book. I'm not crazy about the author and how she says certain things, but that's my opinion, and you know what opinions are worth sometimes. So, but it's definitely a good read. I would definitely recommend picking it up just to get the information that she does present in it, and go from there. So, and probably the last one, actually second to last book I'm going to mention today. I ran across this gentleman on an English program called Escape to the Country, Mr. Jules Hudson, and he wrote a book called Walled Gardens. Next to cottage gardens, I think walled gardens are my favorite. Basically, it's a garden within a wall, and it's an old thing, and he goes on to explain the history of walled gardens, why walled gardens were created. Some walled gardens are still used today in various places. So again, something you should check out. Lots of nice photographs in there. If I can just flip this around, woo! There you go. So Jules Hudson, Walled Gardens, cool book, fun, great pictures. So, and then the last book, yes, Growing a Green Finger. So you should only get this if you feel like donating to my sad little life there, because it's not a very good book, but it is my book. Yeah, I read a book. Yeah, woo, woo, woo. Growing a Green Finger. It's basically how I got started into gardening, what led me into gardening, especially at a later stage in life. I think a lot of people start gardening pretty young. So maybe it was something that their parents taught them or their grandparents. But yeah, here I am, middle-aged man. I decided to get into gardening, and then I decided, why not write a little book. It's small. It's tiny. But about my basically first year's experience in gardening, and I go through the seasons and I talk about a few other things there. So, yeah, there you go. So, Growing a Green Finger by me, and all those other lovely books. And I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up today. Again, if there's books that you love, that you want to share with us, me, anybody else who watches this channel, please leave a comment below. Let us know. Hey, and say, hey, I really enjoyed this book for this reason or that reason, whatever it is. I don't care if it's a picture book or if it's a novel. But it should pertain to gardening, though. That's kind of an important thing there. But yeah. Leave a comment below. So, and I think we're going to wrap that up today. I can see we're around the 10-minute mark. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to please like and subscribe. Click the bell icon below so you get notified when I put out another bad video. There may be a gap from this video to the next video. We'll see. But I will definitely be doing one more video, I believe, before this year is out. And that's it. See you later. Bye-bye. Adios. Arrivederci. You're not leaving. Why aren't you leaving? The video's almost... I'm just going to drink my coffee. See ya.